All right.
Welcome, everyone, to our show.
Well, we're not starting yet.
Yes, we are.
Are we?
Yeah, we're on.
Already
You
on?
said all right. That meant we were going.
I thought we had to put the headphones on and like do the intro and
We
all
already
that
did
stuff.
the intro. The intro. This is the intro.
We
I
need
said
to
welcome
get-
to the show.
we need
I
to
said
get
welcome to the show.
Music
Hi,
and
everybody.
like explaining to people what we do and like what the show's about.
You can insert that in before we add a separate little clippy clip, and you put it into the edit.
Oh, so you're saying like there should be like a cutaway thing.
Like a
it's
radio, like a radio.
And intro.
And welcome to the radio show. This is blah 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 music, and then it leads up into our
And
voices.
why would you expect that I would already have that when
No, I'm just
we
saying
haven't
we
recorded
do it in
that?
post. We do
Oh,
it in
so
post.
now we have to create an intro.
Yeah,
That sounds exhausting.
it's leveling things up, Alex. That's what we're doing in life, leveling things up.
Yeah,
Because if you don't level up, then you plateau.
yeah, and you level down.
And then it ends up going leveling down.
Yeah.
Because everything else is leveling up.
So we were gonna do this on Thursday. We're not doing this on Sunday.
But whatever, you know.
You know, I feel like we had to wait out and see if
We had to
anybody
see
had
what was
any
going
more-
on with it. Yeah, we need to
Any more
hold up-
news
hold
about
on
what's
this-
going on?
This Mar-a-lago thing.
This Mar-a-lago thing?
Mar-a-lago. You know, we needed to...
Mar-a-lago. What's
We-
that about?
The Trump thing?
Trump thing. Who's Donald Trump?
Alex is pretending he came from an alternate universe.
I don't know what's going on. All I heard about was that there was a flood in Vegas. There was a flood in Vegas, but people were using rafts to,
The FBI raided Mar-a-Lago
did they?
for documents that Trump had that we don't know if he was supposed to have them or if not, if they're classified or not classified. Like, we really don't know still a lot of information.
I mean,
And it's been several days.
I keep saying it over and over again.
What?
How can someone be classified above the president? No one has yet answered that question. Everybody just kind of goes, well, let's stop talking about this, Alex.
I mean,
And
maybe it's our alien overlords. You know?
and they work for Meet the Press.
Meet the Press works for the alien
The
overlords.
alien overlords. So they already know that
I
there's
mean,
a
come
class
on, we
above
know
the president.
aliens. We just thought we know with all this newly released documents by the FBI and stuff that there have been UFO sightings and stuff. So we clearly know there's something going on. I'm just saying, if there's anyone literally above the president in the United States, it's probably an alien overlord. Either that or like a god. But I don't know.
We watched
I don't feel
we watched the thing last night.
Yeah, we watched
maybe
The Thing.
Maybe it's like a thing.
The one from 1980s or something. The one with Kurt Russell. Because there's
The
apparently
one that matters.
Well, I mean, my dad was kind of like, well, that one's good, but the original. My dad was like the 1961.
Okay, the original. It's
So,
John
like-
Carpenter. I don't know how much better it gets than John Carpenter, but not to rag on your dad, but just saying.
Hey, my dad is a very good. He likes OG.
Oh yeah, even
Stuff.
if it's 1940s.
Yeah, like the OG Time Machine is way better than the other one.
Then the 60s one.
Yeah.
Like what is it? 1930s or something?
You have your mug literally on this plug thing
No, I
right here,
don't.
and it's
No, I don't.
no. Yeah, it's right
No, I
there.
don't. No, I don't.
Alex,
No, I don't.
it's yes, there.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, we'll play back the video and you'll see that it was literally
I don't
on
think
it,
that it was
and it
anywhere
was
near it.
freaking me out.
I don't think it's anywhere near.
So,
it. With
anyway.
that said, let's go into the technology.
You all
Let's-
know. You all know exactly what happened.
Get your headphones on.
So we're gonna watch some clips.
Get the show going.
I wonder what we're gonna see. I wonder what the top news story is.
Well, we got to check in with some stuff from last week first, though. You know.
What do you mean last week?
Well, I mean, first before we get the headphones on, I mean,
What?
we did watch Luck.
Yeah,
It was
it was okay.
it was not good.
It was. I liked it. I
not
liked
good.
it.
Not good.
It's not memorable though.
No, it was a big piece of shit.
It was Alex's being.
It was
really
a
mean.
real turd.
I think it was good. I liked it. I wish it was like more amazing, but it wasn't. I wish
It was like Lightyear, except there was no woke agenda. So it was just a really bad movie without a woke agenda, which is pretty astonishing
Well,
to do.
it's just the fact, it's not to do any spoilers, but there's a character in it that you expect that's gonna like be the evil villain at the end. Like, there's no evil villain. Like, there's absolutely no evil villain in Luck.
There's no
at
spoiler
all.
in that. There's no villains in
There's
this movie at all.
no villain in the movie.
I guess it is kind of woke.
At least Lightyear had a villain. Like, that's the one thing
It's true. Like, it's kind of actually more woke to be like, no one can be a villain.
There was like no bad character where it was like you thought that like one of the characters was suddenly going to be like, haha, well, you tried this, but I'm going to like throw in a monkey wrench. And it's like, honestly, again, like, but no. And okay, this is a bit of a spoiler alert. At the end of the movie, nothing changes. I thought like they were gonna like revolutionize the land of the Lux. And can you stop doing that with your headphones? It's really annoying.
I thought it was a really cool thing to do with the camera.
No, it's not. Stop it.
Hey.
It's really annoying.
Oh,
trust me,
sorry.
Viewership, you probably were like, what is he doing? And then you're like, please, can he stop? So you're welcome.
You're
very welcome.
I thought I was being more entertaining than whatever your speech was.
But anyway.
This dog's gonna fuck this alligator on
Yeah,
screen.
Elaine is in love. This is Elaine's new boyfriend. We haven't named him yet.
I think the dog's on the edge, so I don't think you can see.
You can't see Elaine, but anyway,
you can see the alligator.
This alligator, we got him for an ego sketch, and oddly enough, it's about a guy who has a gator fetish, and so this is a gator that he's supposed to kind of. It's insinuated that he fucks in the movie. In that sketch in his life.
Yeah, we have a movie about fucking alligators. Yep.
No, but
you guys should
anyway,
all tune in.
But little do we know, we got a really sexy alligator stuffed animal because Elaine loves this thing and she's been humping it like crazy. I mean, do we want to like? I have the image. I'm just gonna say we're playing this video. You can see.
That's disgusting. I can't believe we just showed animal bestiality on the show.
She is going crazy.
At least on the MV version.
Man, and she had a sub. Like we had a long sub of hers that she's been humping for a while, and she humps it and then she like licks it. So like she's being caring even though she's like humping this thing viciously. And the sub's upstairs, but this is her new love. This alligator is her brand new love. And I think it's because it looks more like an animal.
And you're touching it right now.
And well, it's not like she doesn't have a penis. It's not like she's doing anything.
She's still rubbing her vagina on it and licking it.
No, she barely even touches it. If you will see in the video, she's kind of like around it. It doesn't actually.
I wouldn't be playing around with her.
She licks it more than anything, and she
toy.
licks my face.
I don't know.
She licks her butt, then licks your face.
Yeah.
You're better okay with that than touching the sex alligator? Because it's now a sex alligator.
No, it's sex alligator. And on that note, let's walk into our clips from last week and the people that we got to talk about.
Woo!
First up here, we got Nancy Pelosi.
Ow, I gotta take my earrings out.
She had her trip to Taiwan.
Oh yeah.
And this is her talking about the Chinese government and how that trip went. After
Is it like Emily in Paris? It's like Pelosi in Taiwan. And it's all her being like, I'm an American, and they're like, we are Taiwanese.
It's not like a montage. It's just her on like some talk show.
I'm just saying that's a thing to make. All right, and we're gonna hear this in the headphones, and then you will also hear this at home.
You don't need to tell them how it technically works.
Because we'll display it in the center. Right here. So just.
Here we go.
Look here.
This is Nancy Pelosi on Taiwan.
We still support the one China policy. We go there to acknowledge the status quo is what our policy is. There was nothing disruptive about that. It was only about saying China is one of the freest societies in the world. Don't take it from me. That's from Freedom House.
Let's talk a little bit.
Democracy, courageous people. And it's just, I don't know why it is, except there's some commercial interests who would like to diminish the relationship.
What? She's defending China?
Yeah, China is the freest democracy. It's even freer than America, according to, I think she said Freedom House. I don't know what the fuck that is.
They got to her.
According to a Chinese magazine named Freedom House. She got the eagle. She got the eagle pin on her.
They got to her. I almost thought that was like the Mockingjay from the Hunger Games.
It really looks like it.
It looks really close to that. I'm sorry, but What kind of
China
food
is a
propaganda did
democracy,
she
and
just
it's the
spout?
freest democracy.
I
And
thought
that's
we
how we're
don't
going to
like
start
China.
our week. Before they raided Trump's place, she says this. She lands off a plane and goes, I just discovered the world's greatest democracy, a democracy greater than the United States. It's called China. And I landed there, and I got to experience how free and awesome everybody was. I don't know.
That's weird. Okay.
All right. Well, speaking of Nancy Pelosi, we got some other stuff that she got into this week. This is Nancy Pelosi
Got
on
some
Joe
explaining to do, Pelosi.
Biden.
It was a very colorful assortment, and I mean that by clothing.
Colorful is black, is what Kim
I'm
means.
saying
There's
the
a lot of black
clothing.
people
The clothing
all
is
around
colorful.
Nancy Pelosi in her yellow, bright yellow.
And then there's bright orange, and then like peach or something, or pink, and then there's that yellow scarf. It's a lot of color in front.
There's the oppressor on the wall.
But then you still got the
oppressor.
OG people in the back
George
just
Washington.
wearing black suits.
All right. Well, here she is on Joe Biden.
Hail to the chief, to Joe Biden. His leadership, his vision, his inspiration made today possible.
Okay, hail to the chief.
Hail to Joe Biden.
What?
Hail to the Biden. And then later on in that speech, she had some comments about Mother Earth.
Was this before or after she got back from China?
This is after China. All of this is after China.
Because she
This
could
is
have been
actually
like replaced by like a clone.
maybe.
How can they vote against the planet? Mother Earth. Mother Earth gets angry from time to time, and this legislation will help us address all of that.
So you're gonna pay Mother Earth off to not do stuff.
Okay, Alex. I'm gonna tell you this. This is she went to Taiwan, and then China secretly abducted her, and then like either brainwashed her or made a clone of her. Because think of what she was just saying. First, she's like, China is the freest place in the land, in the whole world, and they're amazing, and blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, hail to the chief. Like, what American says that? That's a weird thing. And then she was saying, what did she just say in that? What was she talking about?
She was talking about Mother Earth and not voting against Mother Earth.
Who says Mother Earth as an American? That's some like weird, that's a translation. Someone is translating her.
She can't.
She is not, that is, Pelosi
She's an alien.
died out there. She's replaced
Did she
by
die
a clone.
or did she get eaten
Or she
by
got
a clone,
brainwashed.
like,
But that is not the
thing?
Pelosi that went to.
Yeah, that's not the Pelosi I know.
That's not the Pelosi I know. She got I'm telling you.
I know
hear it
Nancy
first.
Pelosi. She's my
come
favorite
on, pull up an old
person.
Pelosi. Come on, pull up an old Pelosi thing.
They all are the same.
Well, pull up something from like a month ago.
A month ago?
Yeah, just pull up something from a month ago. Let's go on this. I'm telling you,
you're gonna make
she's
me do
now
this
a clone.
right now. Here we
She's
go.
now a clone. Pelosi, and I have to say, I don't,
Pelosi's the clone.
if Pelosi's a clone, come on. All right,
Who
let's
else
go
is a
back
clone?
to.
Let's go. The last year?
Yeah, let's go last year.
No, all time years.
No.
Let's see what the biggest thing is about Nancy Pelosi.
So that you won't.
Nancy Pelosi explodes with a mask on her face.
No. You gotta have something that doesn't have her mask. So.
Like here, this is March 4th, 2021. Bizarre Nancy Pelosi talks to Biden like he's a toddler. Sounds good. Here we go.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Got this ad.
There's a commercial.
Ads. Okay, so let's pull this back. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
In order to open these doors, we do not say open sesame. We say open Biden. That's our magic word. Open Biden. I love it.
See, she's always been this crazy.
No, but there's a here. One more. Play one more.
Come on. She's insane.
Come on, play one more.
We've already. Okay, here you go.
This one.
This is
Here.
October 2nd, 2020.
Okay,
Nancy
great.
Pelosi politicizes Trump's positive COVID results. Ads. Well, you made me pull these up afterwards. She looks nicer
Madam Speaker,
here.
I can only imagine what a busy morning you're having. Thank you for joining us. I want to start with your reaction to the news that the President and the First Lady have tested positive for coronavirus.
Well, of course, as with everyone, we all receive that news with great sadness. I always pray for the President and his family that they're safe. I continue to do so more intensified. And I know that he'll have the best of care And that's what we want for everyone in our country. I hope this will be a moment where people will understand that what we have in our Heroes Bill and have had in our conversations over and over is we must have testing, tracing, treatment. We must have spatial distancing. We must be wearing our masks. We must have sanitation because it can help crush the virus and stop the spread. So maybe now that people who see the President of the United States with all the protection that he has and the First Lady still having this exposure, it might be, as you say, a learning experience. But more than learning, it has to be something that is acted upon. This is tragic. It's very sad. But it also is something that going into crowds, unmasked and all the rest, was sort of a brazen invitation for something like this to happen. It's sad that it did, but nonetheless hopeful that it will be a transition to a saner approach to what this virus is all about.
Now play that one. I'm just saying.
I think she's just always been a crazy person.
We still support the one China policy. We go there to acknowledge the status quo is what our policy is. There was nothing disruptive about that. It was only about saying China is one of the freest societies in the world. Don't take it from me. That's from Freedom House.
Let's talk a little bit.
Democracy, courageous people, and it's just, I don't know why it is, except there's some commercial interests who would like to diminish the relationship.
Okay, I don't know. She just feels more like a robot there.
I think she's just always a robot, and she's an alien forever.
It definitely felt like, I don't know. She was a lot smoother in talking. The other thing, she was like, and this is like, she was very measured.
All right, now our last thing before we go into our big guy. We got one big thank you from a Mr. Joe Biden himself.
So many of you here today remind us that we have fought for this for so many years. Veterans, surviving families, surviving family members, advocates like Rosie Torres and Jon Stewart. And John, I want to thank you again. I wanted to come up and hang out in the Capitol steps, and the Secret Service said I would be a pain in the neck. They wouldn't let me do it. So at least we did a little video on there. But what you've done, John, matters. And you know it does. You should know. It really, really matters. You refuse to let anybody forget. Refuse to let them forget. And we owe you big, man. We owe you big.
Aww. He's crying. Really fought a long time for this.
He's standing right next to Nancy Pelosi. So I'm just saying, maybe he got infiltrated too. So yeah. All right, are you ready
I'm ready.
for the big stuff?
Oh my gosh, there's so many clips here.
Oh, okay. Are you ready?
Again, back to the #1 news story.
So
Is this a
Donald
TikTok?
Trump and the raid on Mar-a-Lago.
What is this lady got her
Okay.
mouth open like,
So we're going to start with what Donald Trump is proposing is the reason for the raid. That
at Flash Bush girl.
that New York City's Attorney General, as well as most Democratic politicians, are in a witch hunt against him.
Oh, wait, and this is a video
And so this is a montage that Donald Trump put out
of
the New York Attorney General basically saying that she's going after him no matter what.
Oh.
What would you say to people who say, oh, I'm not going to bother to register to vote because my voice doesn't make a difference, or I'm just one person?
I say one name, Donald Trump.
Huh?
That should motivate you. Stop your ass and vote.
Will you sue him for us?
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the ass. He's going to know my name personally.
I love it. He probably does already.
He built his wealth off the backs of New Yorkers. We need to focus on Donald Trump and his abuses. We need to follow his money. We need to find out where he's laundered money. All of those transactions have happened here in New York City. Tell this president and every other individual that no one is above the law.
I say the bottom line is that residents from Brooklyn who are going to really make the difference are energized. Individuals from the city are energized. Individuals who care about statewide issues are energized. Individuals who care about, again, going after Donald Trump, this illegitimate governor, president of the United States. Individuals who care that he has colluded and that he's violated the emoluments clause. And that basically all that he stands for is in violation of our values and who we are as a people and as a society. And so individuals who care about this country and who care about our rights and who care about, again, immigrants who are hiding right now, we've got to make some noise. We've got to let our voices know. And what we need is someone who's going to take the fight to White House at the same time representing the interests of New York. Her name is Letitia James, the next Attorney General.
Running for Attorney General because I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president when our fundamental rights are at stake. A legal system where even the most powerful in the country cannot use a loophole to evade justice. We must do our job to ensure that the man currently occupying the Oval Office is held accountable to any and everything he has done.
Wow, she really does not like Trump.
So it seems
She's
to
got
me...
a vendetta. She's got a V for vendetta.
I think I can definitely draw the conclusion that if nothing else, the Attorney General, the leading lawyer of the state of New York, definitely ran a campaign and won her seat in political office off of begging people to vote for her so that she could put Donald Trump in prison.
Well, at least she's a politician who keeps their promises.
Right, and already said during her campaigns that he was a criminal. She already knew. So we're already drawing conclusions about a person without any founded evidence, and we're getting people to vote politically to basically do a witch hunt, as Trump would say. And our next clip here
She also called him an illegitimate president, which I don't know. I mean, that kind of sounds like you're saying that the election that got Donald Trump in was
illegitimate.
rigged. So are you saying that the election's flawed? But you're not allowed to say that. But it was the other one, so she can say it.
So she goes, that's what I mean. Like, what do you mean you're not allowed to say it? All this crazy shit. Like,
yeah, she was saying it about the 2016.
It's ridiculous
and then you say
that you have an attorney general of a state right now that said that. But then you're like saying it's ridiculous that Dr. Oz is running for a Senate seat. Like, you have the lead lawyer of New York saying the election in 2016 was rigged and Donald Trump was never a president. But this is the big hit clip. This is the one on the Trump side. The night of the raid, he put out a 3-minute ad that ran on the front page of Truth Social as well as Rumble, and was sent out via big mass email as well.
Before the raid or after the raid?
This is right after the raid.
Right after the raid.
This is like 12 hours after the raid.
He was like, push.
We are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation.
I mean, he did make this in Florida, so that was like real thunder while he was recording that.
Right, yeah. It was just, it wasn't that it was a scary day, it was just raining.
We are a nation that has the highest
I can't hear
inflation
you,
in over 40 years.
You know, these are cancellation noise headphones.
Where the stock market just finished the worst first half of a year in more than 5 decades. We are a nation that has the highest energy cost in its history, and we are no longer energy independent or energy dominant, which we were just 2 short years ago. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and Saudi Arabia for oil.
We are.
We are a nation that surrendered in Afghanistan, leaving behind dead soldiers, American citizens, and $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment.
You knew he was going to use that footage for an ad at some
point.
point.
We are a nation that allowed Russia to devastate a country, Ukraine, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and it will only get worse. We're a nation that has weaponized its law enforcement against the opposing political party like never before. We've never seen anything like this. We're a nation that no longer has a free and fair press.
Again,
Fake
that storm
news is
outside.
about all you get. We're a nation where free speech is no longer allowed. Where crime is
Suspended on Twitter. No.
Whoa,
they just
Stabbing.
sent a dude to stab a guy.
More people died of COVID in 2021 than in 2020.
Oh, more people died in 2021
We're a
than
nation
2020.
that is allowing Iran to build a massive nuclear weapon, and
I mean,
China
there were
to
3
use
more
the
months
trillions
in.
and
Pretty
trillions
hilarious,
of
though.
dollars it's taken from the United States
The
to
severity.
build a military to rival our own.
I can only hear half of it.
We are a nation that over the past 2 years is no longer respected or listened to all around the world. And we are a nation that is hostile to liberty and freedom and faith. We are a nation whose economy is floundering, whose stores are not stocked, whose deliveries are not coming, and whose educational system is ranked at the bottom of every list.
Why are they showing Wagner?
We are a nation that in many ways has become a joke. But soon we will have greatness
Now he's in
again.
color.
And these
Oh,
hardworking patriots
It's like color.
you who
It's
built
it's
this
like Wizard
country,
of Oz.
And it is hardworking patriots
With a red
like
tie.
you who are going to save our country. There is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach.
This is the
There
inspirational
is no
moment.
challenge we cannot meet. There is no victory we cannot have.
Oh, he's wearing
We
red.
will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. Ever,
Wow.
ever, ever. We will never give in. We will never give up. And we will never, ever back down. We will never let you down as long
Is that
as
his-
we
he
are
gave away his
confident
hat?
and united. The tyrants
That was
we
the
are
half of
fighting
the
do
raffle
not
that you had to.
I know, right?
For,
even
and
a
he just
little
threw it away.
chance. Because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God and God alone. And it is time to start talking about greatness for our country again.
The best is yet to come.
I thought that was
President
Kimberly
Donald J.
Kardashian.
Trump.
I thought that was the Kimberly Guilfoyle that said the best is yet to come.
Oh yes, she did.
just stole
he just
that.
stole
He stole
her
that.
line at the
Yeah.
end of his ad.
Granted, hers like had like 10 exclamation
best
points, and it
is
was in
yet to
hers was in all
come.
caps with exclamation points.
Yeah.
So he just like said it in a sentence, so
Like
that calmly, and so that's his quote.
And
She's
that's
the
the thing.
best is yet to come.
So we have the argument that so you have the Attorney General of New York that's been suing Donald Trump and
Yeah.
getting the closest,
Okay.
and she ran entire campaigns off of just trying to get him arrested.
Okay.
You have Donald Trump that right after the raid
Mm-hmm.
just releases some kind of motivational Wizard of Oz campaign video with
Yeah.
rain.
With lots of rain.
Now let's dive into like everybody's stance on the FBI. And we got to start with
Hi FBI, by the way. We know you're listening.
hi.
Hello.
Hello. You were already listening because there's like 18,000.
They're the 16 people that are
Recordings.
actually watching.
Ah,
so,
gotcha.
See that?
They want to
that's-
make sure we're not insurrectionists.
Yeah, but they're actually. But hey, they're our viewers.
Yeah.
So you know what? Thank you for at least giving us a little bit of views and listens. You know, we know we know.
And
you
if
care.
you really truly want to support us, make sure to sign up for Anchor.com,
Yeah.
Anchor.com, and Anchor FM.
And if you let us know your FBI agents, we'll give you like half off.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, we'll give you a discount, but you have
I
to
don't
let
know
us
if that's
know.
true, but we'll just lie because that's what the FBI does. So
Yeah, we'll give you. We'll give you a
yeah.
wink, wink. We'll give you a discount. Maybe a free hat. We'll give you a hat.
Free
Free hat.
female body inspector hat.
Ew.
Yeah, because it's the
That's the nickname for the FBI.
Yeah,
That's disgusting. Alex.
female body. You've never heard that?
I've never heard that in
You've
all
never
my
heard
life,
that before?
Ever.
Wow. Okay. All right. Anyway. First,
How about the Fart Brigade International? That's the FBI.
no. It's
Fart
female body
Brigade.
inspector.
Fart Brigade International.
So in 19
If you're FBI, you probably just chuckle a little bit. I know you did.
Fart brigade.
Fart jokes are fun. All right. What's this?
Hook us up, Kim. First off, we got the libertarian,
You
the
wanna
guy
have-
down the middle, the man that first questioned the FBI, in 1988 explaining to us, Ron Paul, what the problem is with the FBI.
He has 2 first names.
Here we go.
You know, most of our history, we didn't have those institutions. The FBI came in during the First World War. And interestingly enough, one thing that Woodrow Wilson did, he used the FBI to spy on American citizens and actually arrest them if they disagreed with his foreign policy about going to war in Europe.
What?
And isn't it interesting how recent they used it in the Vietnam era? Democrats used it there, and Republicans used the FBI to spy on 100 different groups in this country, including the churches, who disagree with the policy in Central America. It almost looks like the FBI was designed to spy on Americans who might be disagreeing with policy, especially the foreign policy. So the FBI, although I don't think I could condemn everything they've ever done, because I'm sure some of the investigations and investigation of crime has been beneficial, but that could be accomplished through Justice Department within our states. We wouldn't reject that portion of it. But I think the FBI has kept and continues to keep a lot of records on a lot of individuals. The CIA has only been here since 1947. Their record is lousy. I mean, just think of the CIA used by the Democratic administration to...
Oh, I missed all more. I could have watched hours of that.
But the CIA, we'll get into that in the next chapter.
They cut it off because he was saying they were going to murder. They were, murdering some
people.
They murdered a lot of people. Let's be honest. Like, I mean, I was gonna list one person, and I was gonna be like, oh, JFK, or
JFK,
or the leader of President Allende, the one that got killed in Brazil. Was that Brazil or is it? House of the Spirits.
Yeah.
As well as Allende. Her actual
I can go
uncle
one
got
better.
killed.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah,
I can go another one better. Malcolm X. I can go another one better. Possibly Elvis Presley.
Why Elvis Presley?
They were all part of the civil rights movement. Needed to shut it up. Keep it down.
I don't know. We haven't
Lyndon
watched
B. Johnson settled that for us. We're done now. No more talk, guys.
Am I still on? I hope my thing.
You got to check your beeper every once in a while.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it here.
Yeah. All right. So now that we got Ron Paul explaining to us what the problem is with the FBI, here is CNN on the FBI.
I think one thing everyone agrees on is there are a lot of questions here, Paul. A lot of questions. There not a lot more answers to come. We've heard a lot about the Presidential Records Act now, and have for quite some time. If this becomes a Presidential Records Act violation, not more, do you think it is enough to warrant all of this?
No, it's not enough to warrant all this. And this is a daring and dangerous move by the Department of Justice to serve a warrant on a former president and to raid his personal residence.
Yeah, but are there any consequences? Even CNN questioning whether this should have happened.
Oh, Ducey talking to the White House.
All right, and then here is Ducey telling us why we should care, why this actually matters here. What's at stake by the FBI not explaining themselves?
Do you consider Donald Trump to be a political rival of President Biden?
I'm not going to speak to that from here.
But you talk about Trump all the time. So do you consider him to be...
I don't talk about Trump all the time.
Ultra MAGA, you guys were criticizing his handling of COVID last week. You've mentioned his January 6th response a couple days ago. So can you say, based on all that, I didn't say anything about Mar-a-lago. I'm just asking you if you consider the president...
I'm saying from here, I'm not going to comment on that.
Does the president still want to think that he would be very fortunate to run against Trump in 2024, like he has said before?
Again, I'm not going to comment on...
It's just a quote from the president. In the next election, I'd be very fortunate if I had that same man running against me. Does he still
All I
think
can
that?
tell you, Peter, is that the president intends to run in 2024.
Is there a concern here that if you guys don't say more, then these Republicans who are accusing this White House of weaponizing the Justice Department, weaponizing the FBI, that's going to become the public sentiment? If you guys don't say once and for all, we are not doing that.
First of all, we're just not going to comment on the Department of Justice. we're just not going to comment.
Is this White House weaponizing
face in
the
the
Justice
background is like,
Department
what?
and the FBI against political opponents?
The president has been very clear from before he was elected, very clear on this. Hold on.
Say no.
Throughout his time in office.
I heard
It's a yes or no.
We will be playing the quote tonight at 6 o'clock. Is this administration weaponizing the Justice Department and the
Just say no.
FBI against political opponents?
Peter, the president believes in the rule of law. The president believes in the independence of the Department of
That's a
Justice.
yes or no? Just
No,
is
that
the
is,
White House-
no, it's a yes or a no for you. I'm answering the question. You may not.
That's
know.
not answering the
I'm
question. The other
answering
question was a yes or no.
And no. I'm answering the question and I'm telling you that we are not going to comment on
Look at the lady next to
a
him.
criminal
Like,
investigation.
what?
The president has been very clear. I laid out what his thoughts were back on January 7th in 2021 about how he saw the Department of Justice. And I'm just going to leave it there. We're not going to comment from here, from this White House, on a criminal investigation that is currently happening.
Okay.
Oh, that's crazy.
So now that Ducey has explained to us that the problem with them not commenting or not explaining themselves is that we'll all question that the FBI is
I have a question though.
fake.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think Peter Ducey's career has been helped by the fact that his last name almost sounds like drop the deuce?
Probably.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like good branding for his name. Because it's like, you know.
So this is already,
But in like a branding way.
these next clips will already be taken out of context
What
because
is this? What is this channel?
of who
Human
they
Events
are,
Daily?
of who is representing them.
What is this channel?
But
Is this some propaganda, some secret propaganda channel? Why is it? What's
this
going
is the
on?
same guy that was fighting with Jon Stewart last
Okay,
week.
but what is this channel? Human Events Daily?
It's not. It's the same thing as Tim Pool. It's an independent channel because, of course, you're not going to get a real news source to explain to you facts on the FBI when the FBI doesn't want to give you the facts because the FBI owns what?
Okay.
The networks.
So this
So
is
this is obviously a right to middle-leaning opinion
Okay.
on some facts that have been presented about the FBI and their history.
What did you know about the FBI? And folks, I just like to say before I start this, I am of sound mind and body. I love my family. I love my life. I am not exhibiting any mental disorders. I am currently 16 years sober. So I do not have any drugs or alcohol in my system.
Wow.
From 16 years ago,
Wow.
right? All right, let's begin.
Okay.
Did you know the church committee hearings admitted that the FBI had 2,000 members of the KKK working for them nationwide? Did you know the 28 pages showed that 2 of the 9/11 hijackers were tied to Saudi intelligence and rented a room from an FBI informant in California before the attacks?
Believe it.
The director of the FBI who kept this covered up for years? Robert Mueller. Did you know the FBI lied about the shooting first in the Lavoy Finicum case? They tried to cover up the shooting by picking up their casings. One FBI agent was put on trial for the cover-up, but a Portland jury acquitted him. Did you know the Pulse nightclub's gunman was an FBI informant for more than a decade? Prior to the 2016 mass shooting, they knew the son was a threat, but they did nothing. And James Comey vowed to get to the bottom of this. He never did. Did you know?
That's infuriating.
In 2005, Jeffrey Epstein
Again,
was under an
Epstein.
11-month FBI investigation. 40 underage girls at the time alleged that Epstein assaulted them. After Epstein gave information to the FBI, federal charges were dropped. Who was the head of the FBI then? Robert Mueller. Did you know the Boston bombers were well known to the FBI? The older brother traveled to and from Dagestan without a passport while on multiple watch lists. Did you know police in a Boston suburb found a pressure cooker bomb factory in the home of Daniel Morley just 2 months after the Boston Marathon bombing while investigating a domestic disturbance? But the FBI suddenly got involved in the case and no charges were ever filed. Go ask the Boston police about that one. And then finally, did you know there is a video of the Boston bombers placing the bombs at the marathon site? Yet there is no direct evidence linking them to the building of the bombs. The FBI reported the devices were highly sophisticated, yet James Comey has never explained this.
Okay, look. So here's my thing.
Okay.
Is
Hello again, FBI.
Every time you question the FBI,
they question you.
Society questions you. Your sanity is questioned, kind of in that same ridiculous sense of what he was saying. The thing that I keep holding on to as this story develops is that exactly what Ducey said, which is, don't you fear that if right now you don't explain yourself, we'll never trust you again. And then you have people going through.
You got some explaining to do.
You got people going through because they didn't explain anything, going through just like this guy and saying, here's all the things the FBI has done. And in none of those cases, whether they're true or not, in none of those cases is the FBI coming forward and saying, that evidence is dismissed, that is factually inaccurate, this is how we helped out, and this is how we helped solve that crime.
No, because it's all classified information.
Right. So it's all, we did help, but we're not going to tell you. Okay. And if you question us, you're crazy.
Or they didn't help. I mean, that's the other theory, is that they're just really bad at their jobs. I mean, think about it. If they knew all these people before they actually committed crimes, they were just like, yeah, whatever, we're watching them, just, whatever. And then they're like, oh shit, they actually did something? Oh man.
Yeah, I think that is what it is in a lot of these cases.
And that's why they're covering it up, because they want to be
Even did it with Epstein.
We're just
Even did it with
sitting
Epstein.
on our butts doing nothing. And that's my new theory about the FBI.
Yeah.
Because we also, remember, didn't we listen to that, what was that book that we were listening to, about the CIA and how they didn't detect, they literally, it was Malcolm Gladwell's book or something?
Yeah, Malcolm Gladwell book, Conversations or something
I don't know,
with people.
Something, but how, they didn't realize that there were a bunch of spies from Cuba in
government.
The CIA,
in our government.
Itself.
In the CIA.
In their thing for years. They didn't realize. So I just think they're really bad at their jobs, and they're covering it up to show how bad they are. Come on. Don't you think they would own it if they're like, we did this and this is what we did? I mean, we literally showed the video of the Navy SEALs murdering Osama bin Laden. So, you don't think that they would be, I was thinking X-Files when we were talking about FBI.
Yeah, and here's the thing, is that this is the other thing, which is what is our perception of the FBI? And again, having to go to third-party sources.
This is Turning Point USA, not Human Events Daily. I realized that.
Yeah.
Ooh, season 7, episode 5.
But just having to go to these third parties to even have a conversation about this immediately brings up a bigger concern.
Aliens?
Aliens.
I'm inclined to agree that Tony Reid did not commit murder, but I think that he saw the person who did, and he may be covering up for it.
I'm not sure there was a person to see. I think there was a force at work here.
What kind of force?
I don't know, some kind of territorial or spiritual entity, maybe. Poltergeists have long been associated with violent acts like this, and they tend to manifest around young people. They seem to be drawn to the turmoil of adolescence.
Mulder, rather than spirits, can we at least start with Tony's friends? Please, just for me. I think there's one person in particular I'd like to talk to.
We've now reached the point.
Who did they want to talk to?
In this story, the story of this regime, the days of August.
The story of the regime.
Where the regime will use their secret police to raid the chief political opposition in the name of defending democracy. And why is it that people go along with this? Why is it that people have so much belief? Trust the system. Have faith. Don't ask questions about the fact that Judge Bruce Reinert, it turns out the magistrate judge down there in Florida, actually was the former lawyer for Jeffrey Epstein back when he got his sweetheart deal in Palm. Don't ask questions about that. Don't question it. This is about democracy.
Shit getting real.
But why is it that the blue pill people out there, why can't they see it? Why do they look at it differently? Well, I'll tell you why. It is because the massive amount of national security state propaganda that exists through Hollywood. Did you know that the FBI operates an office, and so does the CIA, by the way, within Hollywood, where they work directly with Hollywood producers, movies, and television to create what I call fairy tales for adults. Fairy tales about what the FBI is, who they are, and how they actually operate. Whether it's the X-Files, Criminal Minds. There's even a series right now just called The FBI. What is it? FBI on CBS.
There's 3 of them.
FBI Most Wanted, FBI International. There was a previous show called
you're
FBI on
right.
ABC. Today's FBI. I'm just looking at the list here.
I mean,
Sue
no lies that
Thomas,
there's no women
FBI.
actually working in the FBI.
Criminal Minds, of course. Mindhunter on Netflix.
And if you love the FBI, you love the FBI.
Who
right?
couldn't remember, right? The role of the great FBI in the Hannibal Lecter series. Quantico. All the CSI shows.
Yeah.
Okay,
just gotta keep
I
listening.
believe it because I worked on a pilot and they had a CIA consultant on there who I actually met. And, in fact, he said that my name was like one of the best names he ever heard on anything. And he said like there were a lot of like secret names, like made up names that like aliases and codes that like he would go under or like other people. And he said none were as good as Kimberly DePersia. It's like the best name. So I got a compliment from a CIA consultant on working on a TV pilot. So just to say, yeah, they do work in Hollywood. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
But it was one of the best compliments I ever had about my name.
So a CIA agent wanted to bang you.
No.
And you didn't understand?
No,
or?
he just said that my name was like the best.
Right. And you didn't understand what that meant?
It was through email.
That's even weirder.
Not directly to me. Like basically my bosses communicated that he said that. No, he sent them and then they copied and pasted it to me.
That's very strange.
But anyway, I'm just saying they do work on Hollywood.
They do work on Hollywood.
But it is true. It is true. Like we have these images of what. Like Hollywood creates stuff and then we just assume that things are how they are. Like we make up shit for our lives. That's our creative thing.
Right.
I can't say I'm an expert in anything I create, but then you have someone that does it and suddenly it's like, oh yeah, of course it's exactly like that. I mean, we all know how wrong like shows like Grey's Anatomy and ER are for doctors. You know what I mean? Like there's like all these discrepancies. Even Big Bang Theory, a lot of people have like, they're mad about some of the science or mathematical terms or other things that they use in that. So basically like Hollywood doesn't necessarily get it right, but we eat it as content and we believe it and we're just like, oh yeah, of course. Like that's how things are when it's all, come on, it's all illusions.
It's all propaganda.
It's all propaganda, but it's not really, sometimes I think it's partially intentional and partially not. You know, because as a creator,
right. I don't
you just
think,
create something and then they're like, oh wow, like, you know, what if people are watching like the Egos and they're like, wow, that's how everyone behaves in Florida?
Right. I don't think you can always intentionally say that the person is intentionally trying to convince you of how how a certain sect of people are operating.
No.
It may be just that you wanted to talk about a murder.
But even then, you watch the O.J. Simpson trial, the American Crime Story miniseries, and that's Hollywood's interpretation of how that trial went. It's not 100% accurate. And yet people watch that and they're like, oh, that's exactly how the O.J. Simpson trial was. When if you actually watch the O.J. Simpson trial, you might see some discrepancies or other things like that. Like they paint it with a paint. It's not 100% accurate. And there's liberties and there's agendas that are pasted into things, especially now. There's always some type of political agenda. So you're watching something through a lens of someone else painting their own interpretation and expression of something. You're not actually, So anyway, that's just a rant to say that I hear it. It is propaganda. How do we even know how FBI really relates? We're just watching a TV show that's making up stuff. Just like,
Well, yeah.
Cheers, did they really, was a bar really like that? I mean, come on, Friends, how did they afford their apartments?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, there's unrealistic standards to all of it, but the fact that the FBI overall is perceived as good heroes that are solving crimes, when overall, in reality, most of the clips when you hear about the FBI are coming from one man. And his name is Alex Jones. And his clip is up next. And I really want to hear what Alex Jones got to say about this FBI raid.
Well,
Let's get at it.
He's like millions of dollars, less rich now because of Sandy Hook stuff. Which, look, I'm just saying, look, Alex Jones, I know.
Is Alex Jones wrong for Sandy Hook or not?
I'm just saying that Sandy Hook really happened.
I mean, but maybe he thinks in his head that it didn't happen.
I know, But I'm just saying, like, you hurt a lot of people.
Did you see that thing? Okay, I'm sorry.
hurt a lot of people
There's
by
this
that.
thing. There's this thing. I forgot.
You lose your child, then you have some asshole. It's like, actually,
Sorry, guys.
no, your child is.
Whoa, we got 11 people here watching us on the TikTok live. I forgot to start it up, but now that we got it, we got 13. Maybe some people are going to give us some.
But how are you going to show the clips?
Some views. No, they're just live with us. They're just part of the experience of the podcast.
But they're not even going to hear the clip.
Look, see, you can just say hello.
Hi. I have one on and one
They're
off.
not going to see the clips, but they can watch the show and the podcast afterwards with the clips.
Then what's the point?
What's the point? The point is to have a conversation. Like right now, this person that said, "Hi, I'm Skylar," and then they said, "Hi, I'm Skylar" again.
Hi, Skylar
so
again.
So Skylar is Skylar, and Skylar is Skylar again. And now you have 24 people in here, checking you out and just chilling on you. But this is how Japan Chinese propaganda works.
Yeah.
They all say
again,
hi.
This is just another way for the FBI to listen to us again too. So
it's
hi,
just
FBI people.
FBI.
Yeah,
always the FBI and.
But
the Alex Jones thing. Okay, pull back. I don't know where I was seeing it, but I was seeing parts of the courtroom thing with Alex Jones.
Okay.
Did you know that he apparently, like, the judge was arguing with him not to chew gum in court, and he kept lying and saying he didn't have gum, and then at the end of the session, like, secretly turned his head. There's cameras everywhere. There's cameras everywhere in this courtroom.
No.
And he turns his head and takes the gum out.
Oh, no.
At the end of the
You swallow it, or you, like, put it in the back of your mouth.
He couldn't swallow the gum.
You could put it in the back behind the teeth. Okay, see, I'm really confused
That's
now.
Alex Jones.
There's so many angles. I'm sorry, I lost track of the camera here.
Oh, because of this camera here. Well, these people are important, but they're not as important as the recording.
Everyone's important, Alex.
It's overwhelming, right?
All right, let's watch this. Let's watch this.
This is your face.
This is my face.
On a live with 21 people. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. We're going to watch some Alex Jones, FBI.
That felt a little invasive, Alex.
What? Sticking the camera in your face?
Yeah, don't do that.
We got a lot of highs here. We got a Hudson saying hi.
Hi, everybody.
And
Thank you for joining
Epic
us.
French fries. That's a cool screen name.
Oh, I thought they were commenting us on our Epic French fries.
We don't
have French fries. I know. That's why I was confused. So, all right, let's do this.
Alex Jones on the FBI.
So I want to talk to you about that, Alex. Rubicon's been crossed. They come after you with this ridiculous judgment. They expand the IRS, 87,000 agents. They raid Mar-a-Lago. Are these connected events? What's the lesson here? What's the takeaway?
100%. The corrupt multinational corporations that are anti-free market monopolists, they know the world's woken up to them. They know that people are saying no. And so they're bringing in every form of authoritarianism they can. Biden said over a year ago, he's going to declare questioning elections or questioning lockdowns or questioning forced inoculations as terrorism. And so they're just simply trying to outlaw their political opposition right now.
What do we do about it?
We don't get violent. We don't get baited by them. We are culturally winning, not even as conservatives or Christians, but as populists that just want a free nation. And so people know Biden increased the inflation. They know Biden cut off the pipelines. They know Biden imploded the borders. They know Biden did all these things. And so they're just simply trying to change the subject, but the people are with us. And so if we just get out and vote and expose election fraud, if we just promote our ideology of common sense and of family, people resonate with that and we're going to win. That's why we still have tyranny, because culturally and politically, the power structure knows that they're not with the people.
So, Alex, let me ask you, do you think yesterday raid of Mar-a-Lago is an act of desperation? It certainly feels that way, that the Great Reset crowd, the Davos crew, that they're freaking out that the people are starting to actually restore to some voice. Is there some, do you feel that? Do you think all of a sudden that they're acting out of a sense of paranoia and last-minute desperation?
I mean, I totally agree, Charlie. This is 100% desperation when you've got this incredibly popular president who is set to announce he's running again, and you don't know what to do, so you raid him when the federal law says a president can get anything he wants from the National Archives or his presidential library. So this is all a giant red herring to try to disqualify Trump for running in 2024, and I predict it will make Trump run, and it will make Trump win. I think they've jumped the shark on this.
jumped the shark.
They've
First
jumped
off,
the
what's
shark
wrong
on
with Charlie Kirk's hair? It looked really...
Charlie Kirk is a weird
I'm
weird
sorry,
person.
he needs to like get a haircut. That was a really distracting video to watch because I was just like, what is wrong with his hair?
Well, he's kind of fat too. But no, but the thing. Okay, so the thing though, Alex Jones, what was he doing there? Like he said that the raid was to.
Honestly,
I kind of got lost.
I was distracted by Charlie Kirk's hair.
I don't know what they were really talking about there.
All right, see, that's the thing.
Gotta just move on from that one.
See, Alex just hooks you
Alex
because
Jones.
he's very compelling to watch, but then at the end, you're just like, what did
I just say? What did I just see? All right, no, this is Dana White
again injecting political opinion into things. Okay.
on the Trump.
I was wondering if you had any thoughts about that.
Volume?
Yeah, it's madness, man. The whole world is crazy right now. I don't know what to think, and I don't know enough about it, and I haven't talked to him. I've only seen bits and pieces on the news, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'll probably call him in the next couple days. I didn't want to call him, like, I'm sure he's, got better fucking things to do than for me to call and say, hey, what's going on over there? But I will talk to him in the next couple days.
Some people have mentioned that we now live in a post-constitutional America or a banana republic.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to think about any of that stuff. Again, because I don't know enough about it. But
Again, this is just a wrestling guy.
I can
why
think
are we
of
asking for his opinions
about,
like,
without
how do
getting
you
political
feel
right
about
now and
a
getting into
raid?
all this fucking bullshit.
He's
But
literally promoting
there's
Monster Energy right now.
10 other people's houses that probably should have been raided before his.
Oh.
That haven't happened. So
I like that.
Be interesting to see how this plays out.
Thanks, Dana.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
That's true, though. I
Sponsored
feel like
by
that's
Monster
the
Energy.
biggest argument yet. Is that shouldn't there have been a raid somewhere else before there should have been a raid there? I think so. I think no matter what you say, that's pretty accurate. Here's
Hawley.
Mr. Hawley, Mr. White Guy Hawley.
Yeah, and I'd like to know
feelings.
what it was they were looking for in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what
What were they
Garland
looking for?
owes the American people an explanation, and frankly, so does Joe Biden, because I don't believe for a minute, not for a minute, that the White House was totally in the dark on this. This is Joe Biden's FBI. It is Joe Biden's DOJ, and they have weaponized this FBI at every turn. They sent it after parents and called them domestic terrorists. This is an administration that tried to set up a disinformation board to police the speech of Americans who questioned the vaccine, who had questions about masks. This is an administration that is totally out of control. And I tell you, it will take a long time to repair the basic constitutional norms and democratic norms here that this administration is trampling. But Jesse, what this makes clear to me above all is that though our constitutional framework of government is strong, and I believe that, we have deep corruption in our government. Deep corruption.
Yeah, you got to
and
pull
we're
it
going to
out
have to
from
make
the
it
roots.
a focus to root it out.
Deep corruption.
Deep corruption.
Okay. All right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I
White
mean, there's not
guy.
really much to add to that. I mean, I think he spoke
Just-
his opinion,
All
everything
right.
pretty.
Steve Bannon
Steve Bannon making a comeback.
on the FBI.
I thought, didn't he like appear before Congress?
I think so, but
I
I
guess-
don't remember that.
War room
They're
pandemic.
lawless scumbags, is what they are, and he is. I don't care. Is this
Lawless
supposed to intimidate
scumbags.
us? His crying, hunched over, about to wet himself 4 days after we smoked him out.
Who? Who's he talking about? I don't think you pulled the right clip.
What?
Smoked who out?
I don't know.
I think you pulled the wrong
I
clip.
don't know.
I don't know. You didn't vet that one.
No,
I've
that
never-
is his comment on the FBI. I have no idea what that really was all about. Okay, now we're getting to it. This is the full clip.
I figured it out. I figured out Nancy Pelosi's pin is that on the flag there.
Yeah.
What is that? The Justice Department?
The Justice Department flag?
She has a Justice Department flag? No.
On her chest.
What is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi is wearing a Justice Department
Button. Yeah.
but she's not of that branch.
Well, she is when she wants to be.
I know, but I'm just
When they're
saying she should be
protecting her
wearing
insider
a congresswoman.
trading.
Unless the congresswoman is similar too, but I mean, that was definitely the symbol of the thing. It's hard to see what it was, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It looked very familiar.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, here we go. So this is
not very drawn very well. Anyway, look at that. Like, it's
no,
really
it kind of looks like an
drawing of
etch a
eagle.
sketch.
It's really bad. They need to I don't know, make it better.
Poor eagle.
Poor eagle. This is really not.
All right, so here we go with Mayor Garland. And he's gonna tell us about how they gonna arrest Trump. So this is the FBI's explanation.
Cool.
Or I should say the Attorney General's explanation as to what happened.
Cool.
Good afternoon. Since I became Attorney General, I have made clear that the Department of Justice will speak through its court filings and its work. Just now, the Justice Department has filed a motion in the Southern District of Florida to unseal a search warrant and property receipt relating to a court-approved search that the FBI conducted earlier this week. That search was of premises located in Florida belonging to the former president. The department did not make any public statements on the day of the search. The former president publicly confirmed the search that evening, as is his right. Copies of both the warrant and the FBI property receipt were provided on the day of the search to the former president's counsel, who was on site during the search. The search warrant was authorized by a federal court upon the required finding of probable cause. The property receipt is a document that federal law requires law enforcement agents to leave with the property owner. The department filed the motion to make public the warrant and receipt in light of the former president's public confirmation of the search, the surrounding circumstances, and the substantial public interest in this matter. Faithful adherence to the rule of law is the bedrock principle of the Justice Department and of our democracy. Upholding the rule of law means applying the law evenly, without fear or favor. Under my watch, that is precisely what the Justice Department is doing. All Americans are entitled to the even-handed application of the law, to due process of the law, and to the presumption of innocence. Much of our work is by necessity conducted out of the public eye. We do that to protect the constitutional rights of all Americans and to protect the integrity of our investigations. Federal law, long-standing department rules, and our ethical obligations prevent me from providing further details as to the basis of the search at this time. There are, however, certain points I want you to know. First, I personally
I thought he
approved
couldn't say
the decision
anything,
to
and
seek
now
a
he's saying,
search
"But I
warrant
want to give you a few
in this
points."
matter. Second, the department does not take such a decision lightly. Where possible, it is standard practice to seek less intrusive means as an alternative to a search and to narrowly scope any search that is undertaken. Third, let me address recent unfounded attacks on the professionalism of the FBI and Justice Department agents and prosecutors. I will not stand by silently when their integrity is unfairly attacked. The men and women of the FBI and the Justice Department are dedicated, patriotic public servants. Every day, they protect the American people from violent crime, terrorism, and other threats to their safety while safeguarding our civil rights.
Like, whatever this job.
They do so at great personal sacrifice and
I don't
risk
see it.
to themselves. I am honored to work alongside them. This is all I can say right
All
now.
you can say right now. Okay. But you said you couldn't say anything, and then you had to make a few points still.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
FBI on FBI. Okay.
So no, but
Are
like
they on the
any
FBI
comments
TV
on
show?
our Attorney General? Like
It was
what?
really boring, and he just like he just read a statement.
Yeah, but like, what's the? Did you get any information out of that? So,
Nah.
Trump was raided, and the AG just explained it. And what did you learn?
Nothing.
Right.
That they.
Nothing.
Nothing.
It was literally nothing.
They're just like me.
It was just a bunch of bullshit. It's just a bunch of garbage. Here we go. Now here's the head of the FBI on what happened with the FBI.
Former President Trump is raising the prospect of agents claiming evidence in the FBI search of his residence in Mar-a-lago, saying his lawyers may have been allowed to observe the search. Can you address that, particularly as many of Mr. Trump's supporters online issued so-called call to arms and threats against your agents in light of the search?
Well, as I'm sure you can appreciate, that's not something that I can talk about, so I'd refer you to the department. As to the issue of threats, I will say that I'm always concerned about
we can talk about
violence and threats
how
against
hard it is.
law enforcement, and that is a topic that I have been talking about frequently.
Threats. Let's talk about threats all day.
With law enforcement partners here in Nebraska, and yesterday with law enforcement partners in Iowa.
Can't talk about actually what's going on, though.
Any threats made against law
Just
enforcement,
threats.
including the men and women of the FBI, as with any law enforcement agency, are deplorable and dangerous.
Brian Mastery, WOWT.
Good afternoon, Director. Kind of along Marjorie's point, how concerned are you that after the raid, that could embolden, maybe even incentivize some of the same bad actors from January 6th doing something similar?
Again, violence against law enforcement is not the answer, no matter what anybody's upset about or who they're upset with. And I think we have
Even if they're upset with law enforcement,
the last few years,
the violence against law enforcement
rise in violence against law
isn't
enforcement.
nice.
Last
Don't do
year,
it. Don't do
there
it.
were 73 law enforcement
Knock it off.
officers
Stop
in
it.
this country who were killed in the
Yeah,
line
but
of duty.
that was
as in
BLM.
murdered in the line of duty.
Yeah,
That's
most of
BLM.
them were BLM. That's the whole fucking thing. And the other ones
due
that
to
weren't
BLM. It's
killed
not really
themselves.
due to January 6th.
Including the
Killed
men and women of
themselves.
The FBI make heroic sacrifices for everyone in this country. And it takes an incredibly special person to be willing to get up every day and give his or her life, sacrifice his or her life for a total stranger. And so it's important that we view the men and women of law enforcement as people, as a resource to cherish.
Oh yeah, so you can answer all the questions on that, but you can't answer any questions on actually what you're doing. Point of privilege.
The media.
The media on the FBI.
Who's this guy?
The FBI is a
turn that down a bit. That's really
conservative-leaning
loud.
law enforcement organization, and we've sort of like lost the thread on that in the past 6 years.
These attacks against the FBI, these attacks against the most important federal law enforcement agency
Less
in
than
America.
24 hours after a peaceful search that they
Peaceful
gave them a
search.
heads up on.
Peaceful search.
It's all legal. It's all lawful. It's not a raid. They didn't. They're not there improperly or unlawfully.
The Justice Department is returning to its historical position as a law enforcement agency above politics, trying to do the right thing.
I don't think there was any politics involved.
This appears to be a nonpartisan process.
Because anybody on this set had done the same thing, the exact same result would have occurred.
A judge would not sign off on that if there were not evidence.
Sources tell me that there's a reason they wouldn't go in there if it wasn't really significant. If they weren't really concerned about the nature of the classified information that Trump had, what he might be doing with it, who he might be showing
The big
it to.
lie behind him.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Yeah, the big
And
lie.
the fact that a federal judge approved it shows that, hey, they've got something there. We just
They
don't
got
know.
they got something there. We just don't know.
His allies are
But there's
escalating
something.
their attacks on the FBI, claiming without any evidence that the investigation is politically motivated.
These attacks on the FBI are just very sort of out there and outlandish.
Every person out there attacking this
12.
is essentially attacking non-politicized and independent law enforcement.
Republican attacks on the Department of Justice and the FBI intensify, prompting fears that rhetoric could turn to violence.
Growing concerns
Growing
over the
concerns.
reaction from possible right-wing extremists.
And they're fomenting that violence right now.
The dangerous rhetoric that is being fomented because of this, because of how Trump talks about a raid on his home. No, man, there was no raid on your home.
They are basically saying that law enforcement
No raid on your
is
home.
engaging in some kind of a political attack. Well, the fact of the matter is, it's not.
from Ventnor City,
There's
New
no
Jersey.
reason to believe that, and there's no basis
Where's
for
the
that.
Ventnor City?
That's why we have law enforcement to actually bring fascists to justice.
Why did you say that like he was drunk? That's why we have
The fascist to justice. I can't even. It's.
What? I have a confession.
Mm-hmm.
I have to use the restroom.
Use the restroom.
Okay.
Cut your mic off.
I'm gonna leave my mic here because I don't want to deal with different lengths. So you can keep this here.
Yeah.
I will be back.
Well, this person just invited me into their live, so I guess we're gonna go into this live with these people. Hi. Yeah, I know. We're on our own live, but we're on our live. Hello. Hi. It's children in like a different country, I think. Hello. How are you? They're saying they love me. Who's like? I liked it. Alright. What's going on here? I'm part of this like contest with these children from a different country. Oh. They're begging for likes and we're against them.
Hello.
They got 3 likes, we got 0.
Oh.
We have one person's watching us. Maybe like us.
Hi there, children. Hi.
Like us so we can beat these children.
What is this?
They keep saying I love you.
Wait, I'm sorry. Huh? Hi. Hi. Where are you from? Oh, we love you too. Is this a song?
No, they're just screaming I love you.
Hi. Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
If you need help, nod. Are you... Is this a message for Trump or Biden?
Trump or Biden?
Do you know Donald Trump?
Or Biden? Joe Biden?
Do you know who Donald Trump is?
Donald Trump?
I think they're cursing us, Alex. I think we need to go.
Can I get out of this? Is that what we gotta
Bye! Thank you!
do? Bye.
That's creepy.
I don't know how we do that. I don't think we can get off of it.
They've cursed us.
I think they just cursed us and we're just stuck in that.
How are we doing? Alex,
right.
we gotta get out of this.
I don't know how to get out of that, so I think we're just in
Alright,
it.
I'm gonna try. Bye!
Okay.
Bye! Bye. We're, how do we get out of here?
I'm telling you, it's TikTok. They're just trying to steal your information. They don't care.
Okay.
You just gotta give up.
I'm sorry, for all you guys, like, following from home that don't see this, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but,
Yeah, that's weird.
nothing. I don't.
They just keep screaming, I love you. Just put your mic on. Let's keep.
My mic is on.
It's part of the FBI.
I don't know what's going on here.
Well, now they're gone. Congratulations, you win. Enjoy 3-minute victory and ask for the losing host to complete a funny task.
We won against those children?
We beat them.
They tried so hard.
I know.
They
We got
tried
47
really
likes.
so hard and
They
we
only
did
had
nothing.
5.
We did absolutely nothing.
That's part of the privilege of being white in America. You can just sit here and be stupid, and more people like you than the people begging for likes and love. And
they just cursed us, though, Alex.
They were like, I love you, I love you, I love you, or some shit like that.
I don't know. Those children, I feel like if they didn't win, they were going to get beaten.
Adam Schiff on the FBI.
So if there were truly materials of this classification level, and it's been publicly reported elsewhere that there were materials related to nuclear programs, for example, if there was that sensitive level of information being held, why did Justice Department officials wait 18 months after the end of the Trump presidency? What changed that made this immediate?
I don't know, but if the Trump people represented that they provided all the classified or national security information and didn't, that's a serious problem. And I can tell you, anyone in the intelligence community that had documents like that marked top secret SCI in their residence after authorities went to them, they would be under serious investigation.
Okay. But they would not be committing a crime. He didn't say that they were committing a crime. He said if somebody else had these documents, they'd be under serious investigation.
I'm just over it.
All right. And here are this is what the people think.
Cuomo making a comeback. Wait, people outside Trump Tower in New York.
Yeah, and
Wait,
this is what they got to say
hold on a second.
about Trump. Wait, what?
Is this the Trump Tower that's like used to have the people with the
yes.
with the AK-47s?
Yes.
But they're not there anymore.
They're not there anymore.
What happened?
They got to use the AKs up in Harlem now.
Oh.
Okay. So this is what people think Trump should be arrested for.
Is this unprecedented to arrest a former president for not turning in documents?
A former president that had committed this many provable criminal acts.
But what are the provable criminal acts, I guess?
That lady's so excited behind them. They're like, oh, we just stayed at Trump
You're
Tower.
You're missing it. You ruined the joke. My God, Kim! Did you not see how fucking hilarious it is? Watch this shit. Fuck the lady in the wheelchair. This guy's fucking hilarious.
Had committed this
provable
many
criminal
criminal acts.
But what are the provable criminal acts, I guess?
Provable criminal acts. Well, I'm done talking.
Okay,
I'm just done
but look at that. Did
The
you see
wheelchair
that?
was great too.
But did you see? No, because like those people were so excited. Like, play that again.
Is this
They're like,
unprecedented
oh, we
to
just
arrest a
stayed
former
at Trump
president
Tower.
for
Like, we're
not
staying at Trump
turning
Tower.
in
It's my birthday. Look at them.
Yeah, it's her
They're
birthday.
so happy. They're so
It's like Disney World for her.
They're so happy, and they're like, what are these people doing? They're like,
I'm done talking.
But they are so happy.
I'm
like
done
they
talking.
are having the
They
time
went
of
to
their
Disney
life.
World, which is Trump Tower for them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
The utter joy in the background of that insane. I don't know. Okay.
John Voight.
This is now a cruel world. It's of intention. He shall be charged for what? For being straightforward? For allowing all to understand the meaning of America, land of the free? Is this a medieval time, a time when being wrongly condemned is to be expected? My fellow Americans, we must not allow our nation to crawl into a hole. We must not allow evil to overtake us all.
So long.
Let us show who's boss. My friends of all color, race, spirituality of all religions, let's use our power, the power we came to earth for good, for love, for peace, for truth.
Came to earth.
It's the God-given power, the power of the Almighty. And let us all pray that Donald Trump rises from this evil act upon him and makes a comeback stronger than ever. They may try to knock down and tear down this man, but one thing is for sure, President Donald Trump will show the American people the truth. My fellow Americans, barbaric actions against Trump will only prove that the evil ones are afraid of the truth being exposed, and the greed and deceit will only show that the Democrat fools are guilty of lies, tricks, and corrupt abuse toward the only president who has the best interest of the American people in this country, the United States of America. He who resides with evil will be brought to his knees for redemption, and God shall show all the truth. That President Trump was the only man that was beaten down by lies, and now, my friends, he will prove to all that liberty will show itself once again with the hands, the knowledge, the love, the sweat and tears of each and every man and woman who is proud to be an American. We will prevail. We will not fail. For now, let us come together and allow the truth to finally open up the gates for this nation's glory. Our hope, our future, our children, our love for one another, and our greatest choices, our free will, our home, the land of the free. God bless America, and let's bring President Trump back to help one.
Oh man, yeah, they're right. They're right by saying that this could help Trump win again. Because look at this. Isn't this the perfect story?
Yeah.
Like he was He was thrown out of the office.
Well-
They tried to get him. He won, and then they fought him the whole time. And then let's say they stole the election. So if you believe they stole the election, and then now they're trying to beat him down from running again. But then he runs, and then he becomes the greatest president of all time. This is like a Hollywood movie.
Well, yeah, but I think that they're the ones that are orchestrating it. So you got to remember that part too, which is like, and if they're orchestrating it, is the intention really that they fucked up and Donald Trump's going to be president again because he's like Jesus and he's going to rise from the ashes and take it all over? Or is this just by design by the FBI, just a raid so that we all pay attention to the criminal again right before a midterm election? So that they can just say, hey, remember, this guy, he's getting raided. Do you really want to vote for the guy that's getting raided? You really want to vote for the guy that's getting raided?
I mean, some people voted for Kanye.
Some people did vote for Kanye.
So I'm just saying.
Some people voted for Joe Jorgensen too.
Yeah.
Not good.
Sorry, I got this tag on my shirt that's just really bothering me, so that's what I was poking at.
All right, and now we got, this is Marjorie Taylor Greene declaring articles of impeachment against the Attorney General.
Oh, snap.
For Trump.
What they've been doing to President Trump is political persecution. Merrick Garland has abused his position of power as the Attorney General to politically persecute Joe Biden's enemies. And the whole purpose of this is to prevent President Trump from ever being able to hold office. So I'm on my way in the Capitol right now, and I'm introducing articles of impeachment on Merrick Garland because we cannot tolerate this in America where our great institutions are welded and abused in such a way to defeat people's political enemies. That's not what this is for, and it should never exist.
Wow. That crowd of news people is very diverse.
And they're very engaged with Marjorie Taylor Greene for being such a dummy, you know. She's such a fucking idiot, but also we're all going to pay attention to her and film her and ask her questions and be very polite around her. Okay. And then this is Rep. Stefanik?
Oh yeah, she won in New York. She's a Republican, and she won in like Staten Island or something like that. And she's
the new Staten Island one.
Yeah.
She's sounding professional as fuck. I thought she was the new Trump lawyer for a minit.
No,
but like
but
this is her going up on the Trump thing. She's like,
yeah, no, that's why she got elected, because she's like, this shit is bullshit. Vote for me.
President Donald Trump is Joe Biden's most likeliest political opponent in 2024, and this is less than 100 days from critical midterm elections. The FBI raid of President Trump is a complete abuse and overreach of its authority. And as the American people know, unfortunately, this is the same agency leadership that protected Hillary Clinton, James Comey, and continues to protect Hunter Biden.
I mean, I agree with that.
Wait, why is this
I
silent?
don't know, the sound cut off there for that, and that is a little
It was
delayed.
the FBI cutting in on us. They're like, shh.
Yeah, like, no, stop that lady from Staten Island from talking.
All right, that was a lot, and we still have a lot more folders.
Yeah, but we gotta break this down. What about the FBI? So what's your theory, Kim? What happened at Mar-a-Lago?
My theory is that, I've told you my theory. So there's 27 boxes, and you said like 14 of them were actual, like they were taken and they were itemized, and then the rest were like written boxes, right? So basically, Trump documented 14 boxes, had them locked in a safe, they're itemized, like everyone knows what's in the box, that was reported. And then the other 13 boxes are just stuff that the FBI just randomly threw into boxes because they went through everything, right? And they're sifting through to try to get something, so that they can get him, because everything, so that he can't run. That's the thing. They don't want him to run. They're terrified. And they've tried so much to get him on everything. They've tried to impeach him. This whole January 6th, like everything.
So you think this is just it's that simple, that they're still just, Joe Biden trying to silence his opponent.
Yeah. No, it's not just Joe. It's not Joe Biden.
It's the whole
the
machine.
Government. Yeah. It's
the whole machine trying to promise them what they promised them when they elected Joe Biden, which is that you'll never see Trump again.
Yeah, but.
And so now you got to fix it. You got to figure it out somehow. You got to make him evil.
But it's quite amazing if you really look at it. They've thrown so much at him over the years. Everything from when he was running to being president to after, everything with COVID and everything. And yet this dude is still like the number one threat to them. And they just Like, outside of an assassination, there's not, like, a literal assassination. There is not, like, I don't know what else they can do. And they won't. They won't do that. They won't assassinate Trump because then they know they would have a civil war. Like, you know they already thought about it. That's what I'm just saying. They ran models and they saw...
They ran models on the Civil War?
Yeah, they ran models and they knew that if Trump gets assassinated, that is all-out civil war. And so they're trying to do everything they can besides actually kill him. They're trying to get him. But don't they know that anything that they are inciting a civil war? Or Trump just becomes president in 2024 and just becomes one of the greatest presidents of all time. And I'm saying that legitimately. Think about
if he wins in 2024.
Yeah, because think about it. Like, don't we want legendary presidents? Don't you want the ones that, like, you learn about in history class? And, like, what bigger story is this? When you go away, if you have a longer lens, the further away. I mean, come on, you had...
Right, if he comes back and he wins...
FDR was fought by the government on a lot of stuff that he did.
And if he comes back and he wins in 2024...
Yeah, it's like the biggest comeback story.
Yeah, because he lost a big one.
And who's patriotic, who cares about values. Like, he is literally our biggest, hugest, but idea of a patriotic, traditional United States president. And not to say that, like, I mean, he is a legendary. So if he comes back and he wins 2024, he is a legend. But if they cut him out, they run the risk of doing civil war because literally the country is so divided. So they're trying to get him legally so that he doesn't have to run.
Nobody even knows what's going on right now. So I don't know that there's any civil war going on right now because I don't know that anybody even knows what's going on.
I'm just saying, you wanted me to break down my theory. It's just a theory. Okay, FBI.
I think the FBI is after us because they've stopped our lives from...
They stopped our lives?
From working. Yeah.
No, it was because we went on that thing with the children. And then are we doing? I think it's time to say no to the live.
Say no to the live?
Say no to the live. Come on, they got a glimpse.
Well, I know we're done.
We got a glimpse of the live.
There's no more lives.
No more lives.
And with that,
is the last thing? Oh, I thought that said dog food at the very end.
We're here at Joe Biden, and we got some presidential stuff going on here.
Anyway, so that was my long theory about,
Yep.
The world.
So first Joe Biden clip. Joe Biden.
Biden cough and die? What is it?
Manufacturing, the backbone of our economy, was hollowed out. We let semiconductor manufacturing go overseas. And as a result, today, we barely produce 10% of the semiconductors, excuse me, despite being the leader in chips design as well as research. And as we saw during the pandemic,
I'm sorry, he keeps alternating every single...
shut down.
It's a gag, bro. It's so good.
Driving up costs for a family.
He's alternating. I'm so sorry. He's alternating hands.
1/3.
That's weird.
How is he doing that? I'm so confused.
Was due to the higher price for automobiles.
Cover the mouth with the other hand out.
Oh, no, it's the same.
And a shortage of...
He reset the pattern.
Motherfucker
that
can't
was crazy.
stop coughing.
He was like, water.
He can't stop coughing, and now he's about to shake a hand twice.
Ew.
Shakes Chuck Schumer's hand. And he forgot.
Now our great speaker, our partner.
His hand, he's like, oh shit. He was like, oh shit, I coughed into that hand, and then I just shook his hand.
No, what?
Did you see that moment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, but watch, he goes to shake my
now
hand.
our great speaker, our partner, who all of these bills.
Wait. Oh, he thought he was shaking his hand again?
Yeah, he like lost it.
And then he was like, why isn't he shaking my hand?
hand, right. Check this out. He shakes the hand, and then he's like, shake my hand. He shakes the hand, and then he's like, oh, you're going to shake my hand? Shake my hand.
Now our great speaker, our partner.
And then he's really sad. He's very confused. He's like, that dude burned me. He burned me.
He lost his mind. All right.
Also, like, Nancy Pelosi is wearing pink shoes with a red outfit, and that does not match.
Joe Biden 0. Here we go.
Actually, I just want to say a number. 0. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation in the month of July.
What? Tell that to my pocketbook. Tell that to my.
Zero.
That to
Zero inflation.
Yeah, zero.
Kamala Harris with some 9 million people.
Just reflect on the past 18 months. In those 18 months, our nation created more than 9 million jobs, making up for every job that we lost during the pandemic.
Okay. But how many people
Today,
filled those jobs?
Yeah, 9 million people they created or something. All right, Kamala Harris on child poverty.
Oh, same place.
in our first year in office, we extended the child tax credit. You know what that meant? We cut child poverty in America by 40% in the first year.
Yeah, and then we just like took it away. So then we increased it by 40%.
40% in 1 year.
But then we took it away. So we increased it again by 40%.
Yeah. Okay, and then this is...
Along with inflation. We cut it and then also, wait, it was zero inflation. Never mind.
Okay, so this is Kamala Harris. This is a speech where apparently no one understands exactly what she's saying. So you tell me if you can understand what Kamala Harris is talking about. Here we go.
All right.
What is Kamala Harris talking about?
So when we talk about equality, well, that's a good goal. But let us not presume that because everyone should be treated equal, that they start out on equal footing. So equity, as a concept, says, recognize that everyone has the same capacity, but in order for them to have equal opportunity to reach that capacity, we must pay attention to this issue of equity if we are to expect and allow people to compete on equal footing.
It's that cartoon of you know, they're like those people that are trying to like, you know, first off, they can't.
No, I know. She's talking about equity.
Okay,
Did that make sense?
Okay,
though?
but here's the thing.
Did
first
that?
Off, wait.
Her explanation of equity did not
trying,
make sense.
Okay, no, but can I say the idea she's trying to say is equity versus equality. So there is the graphic, and we're gonna look it up and post this, right? So it's these people.
Because we're not gonna show people equity bullshit.
No, because this is my point.
Yeah.
So whether or not we end up putting this here in post. So there is the thing of the people that are trying to like watch the baseball game, like they're behind a fence, right? And obviously they're, you know, this is also like, why can't they go buy tickets and be inside actually watching the game? But no, they're like behind the fence trying to go open and like look over the fence. And they're saying, well, equality is if we give everyone like that, the same box, you know, just like the same, like a 2 foot, you know, like a box that they can step on. But equity, so equality, everyone gets the same box. But the thing is, these people are different heights. So there could be a tall person and all they get is that one box and then they're like obviously seeing it. And then there's like another person who's like maybe can possibly see it. And there's one person that's like super short. And so they're never, even with that box, they're never gonna get to like, to watch the game for free because they can't buy the tickets in the stadium. So that's also just saying like these are all like average people, not the rich elite that are actually inside that bought the tickets. Okay, so anyway, so this is all the people that aren't rich. All right, but equity is saying, well, no, the short person gets like the 4 foot box so then they can look. And then like maybe the person that's super tall, like maybe they only need like a foot. So let's just give them like a foot box and then they can see. And then the one in the middle maybe gets like a 3 foot box. And so that's the thing. They're saying give people the different size boxes. But the real question is, why aren't they allowed inside the fence? That's the question. That's what's wrong with that infographic. I'm telling you. Why aren't they in the fence?
My question would be,
what?
What does height have to do with race? And what advantages do black people need to be able to look at the fence at the same rate that I can? Because you do understand that it's all fine and dandy to have a socialist construct and say we're going to talk about it in the explanation of height, because that makes sense. But we're not arguing that in the world. The argument against equity is that people are saying because this pilot is an Asian or a female person, that they deserve to be paid more and we should care about them more than the other pilot.
Well, no, basically it's saying that they worked hard, like they have it harder. So
they have it harder because there's less of them.
So you should look
specifically just because there's less of them.
They should have better easier obstacles. Like, so they should get to go to school for free versus the white male pilot, because like they
automatically without a veil.
Yeah.
If you're white and you're a male, you know how to grab your penis and make yourself fly by yourself. So you don't need any school. You don't even need any school.
No.
Because you can just take your penis and fly away on your white male privilege broom.
No, you're rich enough to afford.
Got it.
You can afford the school.
My fucking magic penis broom that I'm riding my fucking flight on. And the black guy doesn't have a magic penis broom. He's just got a big penis. So we got to help him. Yeah.
I think you got a little off track there, Alex. But
all right, Joe Biden talking about bathing suits on a beach.
President, will you come talk to us?
What? He just told these women to wear bathing suits?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he said
I'm going to go get some bathing suits, is what he said, I think.
Do you think Biden thinks that all the people that are bicycling with him are his friends?
I think so.
Really just he's like, oh, we're having a fun biking party. And they're like...
Does he know who the press are? Does he just think they're like his imaginary friends?
Secret Service that are like bicycling.
No, like, but when he sees the press, like in the group of people, and they're like, Mr. President, can you answer a question? Like, does he think they're just in his head?
They're placed people. They're like, here, stand here. He's gonna bike by.
No. And then he bikes by, and do you think like he's losing his mind? Remember, this is a man losing his mind. Thinks his best friend is a security agent next to him, riding a bike, and somebody goes, "Excuse me, sir, can you answer a question?" There's a group of them. I think at this point he thinks there's some kind of like. I think it's like an imaginary friend circle. Like he thinks that they're just people talking to him in his head.
Nice. It's kind of like a nice Truman Show to be Biden. Because you're just walking around, you're like, I know all these people. They do things with me, like bicycling. I have all these people always like asking me questions and like caring about me. It's a really nice Truman Show.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We got some interesting things that were going on this week that were not.
There's an LA insurrection?
Yeah, that were not a part of the Trump raid. But again, let's ignore everything else going on and let's talk about Donald Trump. Because LA, Los Angeles,
what happened?
Had its own insurrection.
Stop.
A literal insurrection happening in LA.
Calm down.
And no one's talking about it.
Okay, what is this?
Let him go! Let him go! Let him go! Let him go!
What? Cockroaches.
They're calling the city council people cockroaches and the police cockroaches. Let him go, and he came in and broke in.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry, mate.
He broke in.
That's a guy?
He broke in, yeah. That's a guy that broke into a city council meeting.
Sorry.
It's a man that insurrected the LA government.
To do what? What did he do?
To stop the meeting.
What meeting?
So then the police come and arrest him, and the public is like, he's not insurrecting, he's black. So shame on you, because we're all from LA.
That is a woman, dude.
All these fucking masks.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Who's this person?
They're all fighting them.
Who's fighting
They're
them?
insurrecting the fucking mayor's office. They're insurrecting him. I have Gustavo? I don't know.
Who's Gustavo?
Who's Gustavo? But they're really pissed that these are cockroaches.
I have no idea. I watched that. I have no idea what happened. But it sounds very crazy.
Everyone else that watched that knows exactly what happened, so it's pretty sad that
you don't know
with
who
your
Gustavo
brain
is.
capacity, being smarter than most people in the world, that somehow you don't know what happened in that situation.
What was the meeting about?
It's a city council meeting. A person comes up and goes, I'm not going to let you do this meeting. And then the police go, no, you can't do that here, and go to escort them out. And then all of the people in LA scream and call them cockroaches. That's what you just watched. That's what everyone just watched.
I think they were trying to say
it's called insurrecting a government.
I think they were trying to say, look, we have a lot of cockroaches in our apartment, and we need exterminators.
All right. Well, there was also a plane crash on the freeway in LA.
Oh yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy.
They just reopened LA, Tony.
The fuck?
Oh, plane crash! Right behind.
That person was kind of like.
Dude, just chilling.
He was like, "Oh wait, what?"
What? There's just a giant plane that just fell across the sky.
It was like trying to like ride with the other people, and then it was just like, nah.
All right, here.
What's this?
This is a robbery that happened
This
in
is
LA.
like looks like a video. This is like parts of Grand Theft Auto 5.
It's like a suitcase with clothes
Looks like
thrown
Grand
out
Theft
all over
Auto.
the place.
What is this? What? This is Grand Theft Auto.
On the mail, he is naked, yelling at people in the parking lot.
This is
Very animated.
this is a preview for the new Grand Theft Auto. Like what? 10.
Black male, athletic, thick build. It's like a goatee. He's now walking out to traffic on Beersford. Middle of traffic, yelling at people.
Can you imagine seeing that naked man?
That car was just like, nah. That
These
car's like,
guys,
I'm not even.
these
nah.
guys are like, not about
no
it.
way. No way.
He's still walking.
Not one person was like.
They're all like trying to get away from the truck.
That person was going into gas. They're like, I'm gonna get gas still. That person drove in.
Yeah,
they
you can
drove
pull
into the gas station. They were like.
I'm sorry, everyone, you say
Right, welcome back now.
He's walking back towards the.
Oh! You're gonna do a push-up!
He's doing push-ups at the entrance
Oh,
of the food
what?
store here.
What? Where does this happen?
This is California.
Well, see, this is a Florida man story. This is a California man story. Like this is straight up Florida man, but it's in California. So like, come on. What?
I think that man is just like
Oh,
tripping.
he's got sunglasses. He
He's
put his
just
sunglasses
tripping.
on.
He's tripping hard. He's just tripping.
41 is that you by me? Yeah, 10-4. 41 Central.
Oh, here comes the police.
Coming out.
You see him in the corner there? And now he's laying down next to his car. He saw the police coming. He just goes to lay down.
Does he want them to fuck him?
He's
like, yeah, put it in my butt.
Put it in my butt. And they're like, sir, can you get up and put your clothes on? He's like, no.
Oh, he's like, arrest me.
He's
okay.
like, cuff me,
This
big
dude-
daddy. Like, come touch me, daddy. All the police officers are fatter and less athletic than this man that's naked. I feel like that guy, if he really wanted to, he could have fought off all 4 of those officers.
No, he wanted them to arrest him naked.
Yeah, so that he could get his
Living
kink
the
off.
dream.
Fucking weirdo.
You know,
All right.
some people's dreams do come true.
A Vegas store owner fights off some robbers.
Wow.
Jacob, can I just get the... Alright, take the money in it. I keep the coins. I need the coins. Bro, okay.
Whoa, 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 he just... Oh, fuck, he just stabbed that dude.
I'm dead. That's that guy's last words.
Holy fuck.
Last words.
No, that dude is not...
Oh, he's dead. He's fucking dead.
What?
That motherfucker just killed him.
What? No, did that guy really die?
Let's just play this one more time. I'm pretty sure he just stabbed him and screamed, I'm dead, I'm dead.
He could just passed out.
Look, and he was going to let him rob him, too. The way that he's talking, he's like, yeah, whatever. And then the guy tried to climb.
Back, yeah.
Jacob, can I just get the... Alright, take the money in it. I keep the coins. I need the coins. Bro, okay.
No, that's just being dramatic.
I'm dead.
No, he's not.
He's like, whoa, that dude just stabbed me. I'm dead.
No.
He stabbed him 5 times in the back.
Yeah, but like...
With a fucking knife gauge, man. Like,
whoa, he just straight up...
Hey, fuck this guy.
What happened?
What happened is he killed the guy that was trying to rob his store.
He killed him? That dude definitely died?
I don't know.
Well, you gotta like...
All right, here's Dr. Fauci admitting that he
figure
did
out
COVID.
those sources, dude.
We're at the epicenter of the initial outbreak. WA1, Washington 1, is considered the ancestral model strain. This center...
I developed the ancestral model strain. I created it.
That's
Why
right.
everyone in
You
the
let it
audience
loose.
doing-
I was in my kitchen.
You let it loose. Yeah. Right. Okay. Gain of function. Here we come. You're making arancia, Italian meatballs, and that's a gain of function. All right.
It sounds like you did it. That laugh was a little too real.
Okay.
I don't know.
But how come he wasn't wearing a mask, but everyone else around him was? It was weird.
Because he's Dr. Fauci.
Beto?
Here's Beto cussing some motherfuckers out.
Beto O'Rourke.
He's gonna cuss some motherfuckers out.
I'm going to make sure that...
Look at this fat diabetes lady in the front with the Beto shirt on.
Since we lost 19 kids
Beto.
and their two
Texas needs a
teachers
cheeseburger.
shot to death with a weapon originally designed for use in combat, legally purchased by an 18-year-old who did not try to obtain one when he was 16 or 17, but followed the law that's on the books, ladies and gentlemen, that says that you can buy not one, you can buy two or more if you want to, AR-15s, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, and take that weapon that was originally designed for use on the battlefields in Vietnam to penetrate an enemy soldier's helmet at 500 feet and knock him down dead, up against kids at 5 feet. It may be funny to you, motherfucker, but it's not funny to me, okay?
Oh my God.
What?
They're just really excited as Democrats that somebody swore. They don't hear swear words very often.
I didn't even hear that.
He just said, it may be funny to you, motherfucker, but it's not funny to me. All right, now we got some inflation. Oh, actually, we're going to pull up this one first. New tax bill. Kevin McCarthy.
Okay. When wealthy Americans are getting tax breaks to buy luxury cars, but you can't afford to even fill up your tank. Blame this bill. Blame the Democrats.
Blame the Democrats.
When store shelves are empty because more American manufacturers have gone under. Blame this bill. Blame the Democrats.
Blame the Democrats!
When government agents are knocking at your door. And threatening your business. Blame this bill. Blame the Democrats.
Snap.
Blame the Democrats.
And when your loved ones are left without the cures they need to fight a rare disease, blame this bill and blame the Democrats.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
That's Shakespearean. Like he wrote really good written. That's the structure of that is actually written very, very well. That's a really good
Blame the Democrats for why Americans are going to Mexico for groceries.
For the 7th straight month, food prices in the U.S. have gone up, which means Americans are looking elsewhere, like even in other countries, for their favorite foods.
If you're on a budget, you got to take care of yourself.
Like Gibran Jimenez, who drove nearly 2 hours to get to Tijuana with a wife, 2 children, and a third due next month. He says he needs all the financial help he can get.
I got to save as much as I can. Every penny counts.
And we walked with David and Maria McCarty across the border. They came for street tacos and a routine pet checkup.
Cheaper. It's much cheaper to do it down here. Everything is a lot cheaper down in Mexico. I mean, you can go out and have a giant meal and spend about $20, and it'll cost you $100 in San Diego or Chula Vista.
California bargain hunters are shopping in Tijuana like never before. Shop owners at the popular Mercado Hidalgo have seen a 20 to 30% jump in American tourism during the weekdays. And when you look at the prices, it's easy to see why. A gallon of milk is 50% off compared to the U.S. A 4-pack of toilet paper is nearly $5 cheaper, and a 24-pack of Tylenol is also $1 less. And don't worry about the cost to get there. You may as well fill up on gas, because that's also $1.24 cheaper than the California average.
Wow. Gas prices, they're going up like crazy, and that's what kills us, the middle class.
Your money goes farther in Mexico.
Wow.
Your money goes farther in Mexico.
Wow.
So, have a friend that moved to Mexico. I'm starting to be jealous of Phil a little bit.
We got to shop in Mexico.
Got to
How
shop
long
in
does it
Mexico.
take for us to get to Mexico from here?
Via boat? We took a boat. Gotta get to Key West and then.
Yeah, but it's hurricane season. Can't take a boat to Mexico right now.
All right, New York City. This is New York City
Get
talking
stuff done.
talking
DSD.
talking about that Texas governor.
Do you plan to campaign for the Democrat or get involved in any way in that?
I already called all of my friends in Texas and told them how to cast their vote. And I am deeply contemplating taking a busload of New Yorkers to go to Texas and do some good old-fashioned door knocking because we have to, for the good of America, we have to get him out of office.
Why do you have to get them just fix your fucking issue? You have the fucking immigrants now. Your fucking issue.
I want to see that. I want to see New Yorkers like be in Texas being like, I'm from New York and like not.
And we don't want illegal immigrants, so you got to vote for them out. I know this isn't my state and I have no fucking business being here, but I can't stand any of these illegals you keep busing up here. So fucking figure it out. What kind of fucking absurdity? Goddamn fucking Mayor Adams. All right. Also, the door knocking thing, the way he said it, it reminded me of the way that they knock in New York, which is like, it's not just a knock. It's like a knock and it's like, have I been here before? And if not, give me your information. Like that shit for the census?
Yeah. The place
fucking knocked like 18 times for the fucking census.
We already filled it out at our own
They're like, we want you to.
And they're like, well, we don't have anyone filling it out from here. And I'm like, well, we
need you to add here because we need fucking 80 million people so we can get fucking government benefits. All right, and now here is the governor of New York coming at Florida.
To the 1.77 Jews who call New York home, thank you for calling New York home. Don't go anywhere else. There's no better state. Florida's overrated.
They all retired in Florida, though.
I shouldn't say this, but look at the governor. I mean, just start at the top down. Get in trouble. Got to stay on script. Got to stay.
That's a governor of New York.
Talking to a bunch of old Jews, being like, "Don't go to Florida," and then they all just laugh. I love how they all just laughed. They're like, "I'm still going to Florida." That's funny. I know there's a million of us. We're all going to Florida. All right. Now it's time. It's time again.
Stop.
Are you ready?
No, I'm not ready.
It's time for transitioning with the transgenders.
Oh man.
Transgender, transitioning, transgender,
I'm very
transitioning,
uncomfortable,
like
Alex.
a transformer, transitioning into a transformer, transitioning into a transformer.
All right, let's get it over with.
More than meets the eye.
Let's get it over with.
All right. Let's start with the trans mom.
9-year-old Kieran Clausen collects crystals. She dabbles in face paint, and she loves sports. What do you play?
I did play volleyball, soccer, and...
You did? You used to?
I want to play basketball.
To Kieran, who's transgender, it's not about racking up victories.
I don't want to win any trophies for it, though. I feel like that's the most unfair way to compete because it's not about winning.
What's it about?
Having fun with your friends for it, though. I feel like that's the most unfair way to compete because it's not about winning.
Kieran seems
So
undeterred
bad.
with a message
So
now
bad.
about her journey.
Never stop being you. That's it.
Never stop being you.
There's so many kids that don't even have the opportunity
What an evil,
to
horrible bitch.
express who they really are. We are acknowledging more people as who they are
You're awful.
than taking something away from somebody
Fucking
else.
destroying your child for speciality. Mouth in the lip in the mouths, mouth in the lips. Anything about the transgender mom? No?
That was very telling, seeing her mouth the exact words the child was saying.
We do not believe in winning here. You were a man and now you're a woman.
She coached the child on the exact things to say.
Exactly what she said.
She was like, repeat it. They practiced it. She was a complete stage mom.
You do
backstage.
not believe in winning.
And the kid's like, oh, whatever.
All right.
I
Somebody
do.
to love. This is from a Catholic school.
What?
A Catholic school put this out in New York City.
Stop. Stop.
Love somebody. Ooh. We need it. Oh, 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 yeah. Love somebody. We need it. Oh, 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 yeah.
Hey!
It's comfortable. It's natural. It's spiritual. It's love. It's comfortable. It's natural. It's spiritual.
Yeah, that beard, man.
This is so confusing.
Boys and girls like girls.
They're making out in the video.
They're trying to do a YMCA, but it's not as catchy.
Holding hands and kissing you. It takes courage like they've never seen.
Does it?
Okay.
And we don't play by your rules.
Oh no. What rules are those?
We just love.
Penis and a vagina?
Whoa, that's who's naked in the bathtub.
The fuck?
From the stars above, love somebody. We need it. Oh, 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 yeah.
I got the dance down. Yeah.
Love somebody.
This confused ass fucking kid. Like what?
Oh, we got people. Oh, those people that work and out in their rich homes.
Hey.
Oh, so glad you filmed that at the Hamptons.
It's comfortable. It's natural. It's spiritual.
Oh.
They're not gay.
They're just dancing really badly.
Love, and that's
He's
the
got a tat of it.
Don't you try to question me.
Okay.
When the world accepts the truth, that's when all the people will be free. And we don't play by your rules. We just love.
Yeah.
I guess we have our own rules. From the stars above, love somebody.
Oh yeah, we gotta do dance.
We need it. Oh, 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 yeah. Love somebody. We need it. Oh, oh, yeah.
You know, it's growing on me.
It's comfortable. It's natural. It's spiritual. It's love. It's comfortable. It's natural. It's spiritual. It's love. It's love. We need it. He needs it. She needs it. They need it. It's
The kid with the flag. He's like, are we done yet? Ooh, a split. Okay, question. Do you think they cast this on Backstage or Actors Access? You know,
Backstage.
Backstage for sure.
More gays on Backstage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you know, and more unemployed actors using Backstage than Actors Access.
Do you feel like they intentionally picked only gay men that had beards? Just to be more confusing? Because they could have had sexy men, and they're like, no, only exclusively fat, hairy men with beards.
Because it was the church, it can't be that hot. Well, you know, they can't
They can show them making out, and they can show a chick in a thong.
But the
guy's got to have
they can't make him
beards
too hot
and clamped nipples.
That
Otherwise,
might turn on people too much. During
All right, now we got. Ooh. This is a hospital in Boston that's putting out some info on their transgender surgeries and what you can do to participate yourself. Okay, so we're going to go transgender from birth. Okay, so this explains that from the second that you're born at the Boston hospital, you may be a transgender.
Wow.
A child will often know that they are transgender from the moment that they have any ability to express themselves, and parents will often tell us this. We have parents who tell us that their kids, they knew from the minute they were born practically, and actions like refusing to get a haircut or standing to urinate, trying to stand to urinate, refusing to stand to urinate, trying on siblings' clothing, playing with the quote opposite gender toys, things like that. There is more and more a group of adolescents that we are seeing that really are coming to the realization that they might be trans or gender diverse a little bit later on in their life. So what we're seeing from them is that they always sort of knew something was maybe off and didn't have the understanding to know that they might be trans or have a different gender identity than the one they had been assigned.
They didn't
that is
understand
a growing
that they were
population
trans.
that we are seeing, and that's being recognized as being trans and able to be treated.
Okay, so my nephew doesn't like to cut his hair. So
Boston Hospital, where the world comes for answers.
So my nephew hasn't gotten a haircut in years.
So he
by Boston.
It is trans.
Okay, I mean, I don't want to talk about family, but I'm just saying, like, that's really dumb. Like, he just doesn't want his hair cut, and then they're being like, oh, well, that's a sign.
Oh yeah, really? Well, maybe he wants his penis cut too, and they're gonna tell us all about how to cut your penis off.
A phalloplasty is a procedure to
I don't wanna
basically
know about
create
this, Alex.
a
Stop.
penis or a phallus for an individual who
Oh no,
was
you're gonna rip your
born
vagina open
biological
and make
female
a penis.
and who seeks transition to a male gender.
Oh, they're gonna
The
show us
procedure is done with plastic surgeons and urologists. The urologists manipulate the tissues in the surrounding area to lengthen the urethra. A new scrotum is created, and some of the anatomical parts of the female anatomy are removed. The plastic surgeons are in charge of creating a new tissue that will ultimately meet the lengthened urethra and the additional tissue that's been moved to create the neophallus. We typically utilize tissue from elsewhere. For example, the forearm or the thigh is used. The plastic surgeons are also responsible for providing sensation by doing the nerve coaptation so that the new phallus will have sensation, and also responsible for reestablishing the blood supply and also to shape it in a way that appears more physiologically and anatomically like a natural one.
Like a natural one.
One. I can't say penis.
Can't
like
say
an
penis.
actual one.
Okay, but like, if I was ordering a penis, my first question would be, how big? How big is this penis gonna be?
Well, I think you get to choose.
Is it based on how like thick your clit is? Like if you get a big fat pussy, like then you got a big dick? Because it's about the skin, right? So if you have fat pussy lips, you could get a huge dong.
No, I don't.
If you wanted to.
I don't think most women, if you're changing over, you'd want to go for giant. You'd want to go for like average size.
See, then I don't understand why you want to. The whole point of being
I don't
a man.
want to. I'm just
the
saying.
whole point of being a man is to have the biggest penis in the
Yeah,
room.
but I'm a short woman. You think I'm gonna go for like a giant thing?
You shouldn't be a man. Because if you want to be a man, you gotta want the biggest one.
No, I would be the worst man because I'm a 5'3". I'm the least. That would be the dumbest thing for me to do. I'd just be a short man.
Well.
And that talk about discrimination.
Maybe I want to cut my dick off and put in some ovaries.
Gender-affirming hysterectomy is very similar to most hysterectomies that occur. A hysterectomy itself is the removal of the uterus, the cervix, which is the opening of the uterus, and the fallopian tubes, which are attached to the sides of the uterus. Some gender-affirming hysterectomies will also include the removal of the ovaries, but that's technically a separate procedure called a bilateral oophorectomy. And not every gender-affirming hysterectomy includes that, and people who are getting gender-affirming hysterectomies do not have to have their ovaries removed.
Okay, but look, there are women that have hysterectomies because of cancer or because of like things that destroy their uterus. So are they saying that women, if you get a hysterectomy, you're not considered a woman anymore? Because that's extremely offensive to women who have gone through hysterectomies for cancer. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, that's a little dangerous there, and that's a little insulting.
Ooh, yeah. You know who has the answer to this question about hysterectomies?
Canada?
Yeah, Ontario's own Doug Ford, famous brother of the Ford that did all the drugs.
I just feel like every time we go into this category, Alex, we're just going to get canceled.
There you go. Ready?
We're just going to get
I'm
canceled.
just saying, he has all the answers. Are you ready for all of the answers about transgender euphoria?
Yeah. Whatever.
Here's the answer.
It's coming from the health sector. Holy Christ.
What the
I
hell?
just swallowed a bee. Holy Christ. I knew that little bugger. Oh.
Ew.
I'm good. He's down here buzzing around right now. He has a lot of real estate. Now, if that was in the clip, okay, this is going to be replayed over and over again. And
Oh, he was like, and I want you to continue it so you know what I have to say. And then we're all like, nah, the parts is the best part.
Like, nah.
That was it?
Yeah, that was it. But also, I love that, like, the guy was like...
Was that the guy, was Doug Ford, was that the guy that, who was the mayor that, like, did a bunch of, like, cocaine?
That was his brother.
Oh.
His brother, and he was the mayor of Toronto, and
Yeah.
he did a bunch of crystal meth, not cocaine.
Oh, okay, well,
He was smoking crystal meth.
Okay, so we're done with the clips, right?
Yeah.
So what's next?
That's it.
Oh, that's the show.
That's the show.
Oh.
But, you know, I did like that when he swallowed the bee, the reporter was like, drowned him. Like, he had a personal vendetta for this
That was
bee.
like, drown that bee.
And what he meant by drown him was just take a sip of your water.
Yeah.
Drown him! Drown him! Drown that fucking bee! He's like, goddamn right. Take a sip of water.
That's a lot. I feel like every time we go to the transgender category, I feel like we're just gonna get canceled and people are gonna throw rocks at our house and.
But love, what was the song? I forgot what it was even saying now.
Love somebody.
Love somebody.
We don't play by the rules.
God damn. Damn, that fucking bee.
I'm sorry, that song it wants to be the next YMCA, but it's not.
It's not.
It's really not.
Like, the kids don't even know how to do the dance.
And
They're like, why are we doing this?
And they didn't really edit that in a good way. Like, they didn't make a good music video. Like, that was really low budget.
Love somebody if you have a beard and nipples too.
To be fair, they watched. To be fair, like.
Drown him! Drown him!
To be fair, the director of the music video had just watched the Greatest Showman, and they were really inspired by the bearded lady, and they were like, "Oh,
drown him! Drown him! Hurry! Drown him! Drown that fucker!" All right. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
What? Oh yeah, we're doing this in just a few days from now.
Yeah. Had to wait for that FBI raid and the information that we didn't get.
Well, you know, the FBI might, raid us. So,
yeah, if they raid us, then we aren't here on Thursday, and you know why.
You know, it would be nice to change things.
It would be kind of fun.
I mean, everyone was like, I don't want the FBI to raid us.
I mean, if they raided us, we could be cool. I think you gotta already be cool before they raid you.
I don't know. I think no. I hope not. But anyway, thanks for watching. This was really fun. And
you can subscribe to all of our content on MVPictures.com. We have free shows.
We have a sketch comedy show.
Every 2 weeks called The Egos.
Kind
And
of
that's for free on the YouTubes and the internets and the MVPictures.com, as well as this podcast for free. But if you want more paid content from people that aren't Disney, people that aren't Discovery Plus, you can subscribe to us for $5 a month. You can watch all of our features and movies and talk to us like those.
As well later in the year too.
Yeah.
So start watching now, and then we'll be adding some more stuff in.
You can be like those children that were begging us to love them or whatever.
I hope they're okay. I
TikTok.
really hope they're okay.
All right. See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.